Hello everyone, welcome to this week's GNews, the only show where you get all of your gay in just one day with your hosts,
Celso and Dulay
and Liisa Cohen.
This week on GNews,
Vatican gay hater gets demoted. Wah wah.
Get your degree in anal sex from Harvard.
A drag queen's fight against discrimination is praised at the UN.
We love that story. Plus, we have a very special guest today. Sister Jaja is here to talk about all things Project Nunway, the event not to be missed in November.
All this and more on this week's GNews.
So we've talked about the Vatican recently. There was a letter that came out. We talked about this a couple weeks ago,
Right.
saying from the Vatican that homosexuals have qualities and special gifts to offer the Christian community.
Right.
So
We're not sure if this is all part of the changing tide, but there's a little hubbub happening in the Vatican lately.
and it's relative.
Yes, it is.
Yes, there's been a demotion.
Oh.
U.S. Cardinal Raymond Burke, who was the Archbishop of St. Louis, has the moniker of the most homophobic
Yes.
cardinal of the Catholic Church.
I mean, he has gone as far to tell parents to keep their children away from gay relatives and gay people because they are intrinsically evil.
Yeah, so he's just a peach. So Burke used to have a very influential position. He used to be the apostolic signatura.
Yes.
So he's second in command for the doctrine. That's kind of lofty.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, they decide what they're going to talk about, how it gets translated, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he was pulled from that position.
I mean, out and whoosh. Oh, I like this. He was recently demoted and given a ceremonial role as the patron of Order of Knights of Malta.
We have no idea what that means, but we know he's not in charge of the doctrine anymore, so we couldn't be happier.
All right.
I don't know, it's just part of this changing tide we're talking about. This is really significant that just came out of seemingly nowhere, but you just can't be that hateful, homophobic cardinal any longer.
And I think for the Vatican, I mean, it probably was bigger than we know. And then finally they were like, you know what? This is going to explode. Let's get rid of him now and move on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you. Yay.
The prestige of an Ivy League education, Lisa. Just think of the doors that an education like that could open, including your back door. As part of Harvard's annual Sex Week, who knew they had a Sex Week?
I had no idea.
But every year they have one.
Yeah.
They have a Sex Week. They have, amongst other classes, they have a class called What in the Butt? Anal Sex 101.
With a lab. Of the many classes offered during Sex Week, which is described as a week of programming that is interdisciplinary, thought-provoking, scholastic, innovative, and applicable to students' experiences in order to promote a holistic understanding of sex and sexuality.
So clearly the anal sex class piqued our interest. They say that you can learn the facts about this exciting yet often misunderstood form of pleasure, find out common mistakes that other people make, and get all of your questions answered.
What? You can't afford a class at Harvard, but would like to learn about anal sex?
Well, you can. You can just call your local Good Vibrations. They are the people that Harvard has asked to host the class.
Yes.
So they are the experts that are coming in. So Good Vibrations, Harvard, you can't go wrong. There's a moral there to the end of that story. Don't let the cost of a Harvard education get in the way of your anal pleasure.
Conchita Wurst.
I love her. She recently won the Eurovision 2014 Song Contest for Austria.
Yes, she did.
UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has praised Conchita for her fight against discrimination and intolerance.
That's right. And Ban has extended benefits to same-sex partners of his UN staff because he says discrimination has no place in the United Nations.
When he heard that Conchita had won the Eurovision contest, he said, "I immediately knew she was a star of the world." The Eurovision contest has an audience of 180 million people with 45 countries. Much like our show.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, we're here today with Sister Jaja.
Hi. Hello.
Such an honor.
Welcome. Welcome to our show.
We love it when we have the sisters on, and we've never had you on before, so welcome.
Okay.
Well, we're here to talk about Project Nunway, but first we want to talk about you, sister.
I've been a sister since 1991, and I kind of joined because I wanted to join a gang, and they wouldn't let me in the Crips of the Bloods. I, joined because I thought it was a good fraternal order that did good things. My family background, we've always done like little costumey things, and my mother helped dress me up the first time in drag. So
Oh my gosh!
Fabulous.
Oh,
yes,
moms.
I've done drag since 1970.
From a wee age.
So the theme for Project
Yeah.
Nunway this year is Project Nunway 666, Heretics of Fashion.
It's the 6th Project Nunway.
Yeah, it's the sixth one.
Yeah.
So I had to go with 666 because everybody loves putting on something demonic when given a chance. So there's a legend that we have not been able to confirm, but somehow we heard that the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are on some sort of official heretics list with the Vatican. Now, I wish we could confirm that. That would be a real feather in our cap. As if we didn't have enough. The use of heretics in the title "Heretics of Fashion" also refers to fashion, because it's kind of like breaking the rules of fashion. So, referring to heretics of fashion, we can also bring that into the world of fashion, as well as references to clerical things too.
That's one of the things that's exciting about Project Nunway, is that there have been so many changes and advances in fashion, but you go to this event and they just wow you. If you thought you couldn't think of, you've seen everything and you can't think of anything new, and then down the runway comes this creation, you're like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's such a fantastic event.
And we're in a new venue. We're at Somart's Gallery, and the runway itself is 80 feet long. And there will be 2 rows of chairs down both sides for the VIPs and for reserved seat ticket holders.
I'll be right there.
So that means that half of the crowd will have a front row seat. We've got an incredible amount of entertainment planned. We have live music from Carletta Souquet. That's going to play a set, as well as they're going to play through the runway portion.
Oh, fantastic!
So we'll have live music with the fashion. We have a dance troupe called the Devilettes.
I love the Devilettes.
That are like old-fashioned go-go dancers and little go-go boots and mini skirts.
Grace Towers.
Grace Towers is going to open the show.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
we've got
goodness.
red carpet at when you walk in. There's going to be a red carpet, a real red carpet,
Oh my
and
goodness.
Monet Allard is making a documentary about the sisters.
Oh,
called
wow.
Stilettos to Shanghai, and so she's going to be interviewing the guests that as they arrive, to use in her documentary.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
my
there's
goodness.
so many elements swirling around.
My.
There's also going to be photos by Christopher Knight for Left Coast Scenes. He's going to be there
Yeah,
documenting it as
yeah.
well. Oh, you have some good celebrity judges too.
Yes, Jane Weedland of the Go-Go's
Yes.
is back once again. We also have Stephen LeMay from Retrofit Fashions out of Valencia to judge.
Mr. David.
Mr. David Glamamore, the couturier of the stars here.
Very fitting judge.
We have Sergio Quintana from Channel 7 news reporter.
Yes.
An out-gay news reporter that's going to be a judge as well. And then we also have Doran O'Shea, who wrote a book that just came out called The Little Black Dress. So it's like we have a legit fashion author.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like our quiz show, our first quiz show that we did with Sister Roma and Sister Mary Ralph for Easter, we're keeping the tradition alive. I don't know, maybe we'll do a quiz show every time we have a sister on. I don't know yet. So we're going to do a quiz show today with Sister Jaja.
Is it the $100,000 pyramid?
We went to our most trusted source, BuzzFeed, for the list of the 25 most badass witches. Endora on Bewitched.
All right,
Willow.
pretty badass.
She's pretty badass. Yeah.
Willow from Buffy.
Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz or from Wicked, respectfully.
Winnie Sanderson, a.k.a. Bette Midler from Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
And then Nancy Downs from The Craft.
Never saw that.
You never saw The Craft? We're going to send you home with a copy of The Craft. I happen to have it. Nancy Downs is maniacal and insane.
So if I have to choose from those, I think it has to be Endora.
Endora.
Yeah,
That's who I picked. I was like,
that,
Endora.
I think that kind of like set the tone for an entire generation.
I think so.
And she's a lesbian.
Yes, and
Was.
she's a lesbian.
What's your next question, Durwood?
The most scandalous fashion ever, according to the New York Times.
Okay.
Yeah, we have J-Lo's very revealing, all about the boobs Versace dress.
Okay.
Little Kim's purple sequin outfit with the pop-out boob and the pasty.
Lady Gaga's meat dress.
All right.
Josephine Baker's banana skirt.
Janet Jackson's, ooh, excuse me.
Yeah, well, the conservatives won't ever let us forget that. So yeah, that's
Because it happened at a Super Bowl. That's
She didn't
why.
pull off her own dress. Somebody else did it.
Yeah, well, and that was a faux scandal. I think the winner should actually be when the South Park guys wore J-Lo's dress at
at the
a year
awards.
later.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
So I think that really takes the cake.
They said that the most scandalous one ever in history was Eve, from Adam and Eve, the fig leaf from the Bible.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, as if they were there.
As if they were
That's
there.
my last question.
Didn't
So
Adam
sorry.
and Eve have the New York Times? Test your knowledge of all things Go-Go's.
All right.
With Jane. She's one of the celebrity judges. Again, she's back. We love her. So these are some true or false questions.
Okay, so I gotta give a warning. I was mostly stoned through the '80s, so I may not remember a lot of this stuff.
With Beauty and the Beat, the Go-Go's became the first all-female rock band that wrote its own songs and played their own instruments.
Is that true or false?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That is true. Jane once said that she would never ever pose for Playboy.
Never is a strong word. So
And
I
she's
think
from
that's
LA.
I think that's the key to it. So I would say false.
You're too smart.
Damn smart nun.
But what's funny is her answer. She said, yes, that's the false to that question. She was actually quoted as saying, I would totally post nude for Playboy for $67. But lunch has to be included and a ride.
I think she could get more than $67.
I think
Just
so
a bit
too.
more.
I think so.
$67.50.
Jane helped produce Paris Hilton's first album.
It's bizarre enough. I'll say true.
It's totally true.
See, I
didn't
know
know
how to
that.
I know how to cheat on tests. Multiple
You're
choice and
good.
true and false. I can
perfect SATs.
psych them out.
Should we take your driver's license away?
I don't have to know anything. I just have to diagram how the question is written.
The band's hit single Our Lips Are Sealed was co-written by Whelan and Terry Hall, a member of the Specials and Funny Boy 3. The song grew out of the pair's romantic relationship. True or false?
It's Fun Boy 3.
What did I say?
Funny Boy 3.
Oh, it is Fun Boy 3.
We have someone paying attention.
So you
on
know
set,
it's
and I'm
true.
just sitting like,
So again, that one is too convoluted. It's got to be true.
It's totally true. It's that time, Lisa.
I like this time.
It's that time, Jaja.
Okay.
It's our crush of the week. Yay! Every week we have a crush of the week. Sometimes it's because they're so hot we just can't stand it. Sometimes it's because they've done great works.
So it doesn't have to be a porn star.
It doesn't have to be a porn
Alright.
star. It's oftentimes a porn star.
Okay.
'Cause
Did you have someone in mind?
how can you not?
This one has the unofficial title or self-proclaimed title of the most photographed nun in the world.
The jury's still out on which one came first.
Yeah,
there.
we're not quite sure.
A
Mother
long-standing.
Teresa?
Yeah. This one is a long-standing member of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence.
Okay.
And was the 2012 San Francisco Pride Committee's Grand Marshal.
Mm-hmm. Our community grand marshal, we're very proud.
Yeah.
Our most recent champion against Facebook and their real name policy, and those people that try to abuse that policy.
It's coming to me. It's coming to
And
me. Who would that be?
Sister Jaja from her loins.
Yes.
Are you talking about Sister Roma?
Sister Jaja was stuck in the porn star little
Yeah.
turnabout. Couldn't. Yes, of course, we're talking about Sister Roma.
Yes. Well, yeah. Roma is really the face of the San Francisco Sisters, or all the sisters. She's the most she is the most famous, and she is the most photographed nun. And I doubt anyone can get close to that title. And we're very proud of her being Grand Marshal a few years ago, and I'm very proud to say that I am Roma's only daughter.
Her only daughter.
She has a guard son, but I'm her only daughter, and I will be the only daughter. Scratch anyone's eyes out that attempts to be your new daughter. So
You heard it here first.
Yes, you did.
She's also going to be one of the co-hosts of Project Nunway.
yes.
Yes. So for all of those reasons, and many, many
And
more,
many more. And many more.
Sister Roma is our crush of the week.
Just look at her.
Just to let everybody know, we're going to be taking a little break next week. We're going to be at Project Nunway, and we're going to be tired afterwards.
Better believe it.
We'll catch up with everybody on the following week when we actually change to a new debut. Instead of Thursdays, we're now going to be Fridays at 4:20. So check us out on Fridays.
Well, that's it for this week's G News, the only show where you get all of your gay in just one day with your hosts,
Celso Dulay
and Lisa Cohen.
And Sister Jaja. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you will never miss an episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Apostolic? Apocalypse? I can't say it. Apostolic? Apostolic.
Apostolic. Thank you.
See, it helps to have a sister
we
here.
have a sister here correcting
Apostolic signatura. I love how he does that. You can't see anything but just this blur. But he's still got to do the number. She was recently in Vienna where she spoke and performed. What are you doing?
I don't know. Sorry. I got carried away.
Ready? Are you ready?
I am. Conchita.
Conchita.
All right, I'm ready.
It's not
Conchita Wurst.
I love her. What are you doing?
She's from Vienna, and I love you in Vienna.
No, let's not do that.
You got it, right? Sprach du Deutsch?
I love it.
I speak in Deutsch. Ein bisschen Deutsch.
He was recently, now you got me off.